Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to make this quick video to understand what Sade is and what basically the different positions of Saturn with regards to your moon and ascendant are given different names. You have your Sade, you have Ashtam Shani, you have these different positions of Saturn and their and his transit, and there is a lot of uncertainty and fear due to uh, I think what can be named as lack of knowledge or lack of proper knowledge, and a lot of people have instilled fear with regards to a lot of things in a very negative sense. None of which is actually the complete information. They just use it to get you to do expensive remedies or basically get instill fear in you so that they can make more money, which is very wrong, very unfortunate. But I'm going to try to sort of simplify all his transits in a nice manner. First, Saturn and his Sati 7.5 period is basically considered from the moon. So when Saturn is a sign, and every transit of Saturn is approximately 2.5 years. So when Saturn is in a sign previous to your moon for 2.5 years, over your moon for 2.5 years, and a sign forward, a sign after your moon for 2.5 years, this combined time period comes to 7.5 years, which is called as Saturn Sati. This is where Saturn monitors your karma, gives result according to your karma, and it's basically one of the most feared phenomena there is in astrology, and people sort of I feel over exaggerate what's going to happen. It's very easy if we break it down to three parts. Let's cover the first part, first 2.5 years of your Saturn's transit, Saturn Sadesati. First is basically when Saturn is um, a sign right before your moon. So if you're Aries moon, Saturn will be transiting the sign of Pisces. If you're a Leo moon, Saturn will be transiting the house of Cancer. If you are a Sagittarius moon, then Saturn is transiting the house of Cancer, the sign of Cancer. This is where Saturn is behind you. You don't know what's happening, but a lot of things are taking place in the behind the scenes. You don't really understand what's happening. You certainly feel a lot of pressure. You feel as if you're under the eye. You are being burdened by things, a lot of things, and it's not that your success stops in this time period. Most likely you are succeeding. You might get a new promotion, you might get into a master's program, your marriage might be fixed, you might get into a good relationship, you might give birth to your children in this time period. But there is suddenly this pressure building up. You don't understand what's happening because Saturn, remember, is a sign behind you. Saturn is watching you, but you don't really know what's happening. This is also a time period where you, in 2.5 years, after a year has passed, you sort of start realizing the true colors of people, the people around you, the people you consider as your friends, as your mentors, as your parents in some cases, as your relatives, as your uh, every relationship comes into test. Every relationship is put in that pressure of test. Some relationships will pass, and these are the relationships you can count on for the rest of your sadesati. Some will fail, some will be broken, and remember, Saturn is doing this for you. He's trying to teach you the real picture, what's actually there. You see a lot of problems are being created in multiple relationships. Again and again topics are being revisited. The same, you are sort of getting into the same argument with people again and again over the same topic. You don't realize what's happening, but it's Saturn that's trying to tell you that look, this person is not really your friend, it's not really your relative, this is not the right kind of person. You need to get this relationship, you need to sort of cut them loose. If you do, you do. If you don't, you basically are gonna learn the truth in a bit harsher way. As Saturn sort of comes 12th from your moon, your expenditure could also rise, or you could sort of relocate to foreign lands away from your home. You could get a good, you could get a new job You could get a new, you could get admission into a university outside of the country or something. What is happening here is basically you are being taken away from your comfort zone, from your home. Whatever the circumstances of your home and family life are, it still is your comfort zone. You've been born and brought up, you know this environment in and out. You are being taken outside of it. Basically, Saturn wants to take you out so that he brings you out of his shell, and now he teaches you the real life. He teaches you how to cook for yourself, how to clean up for yourself, how to wash your clothes, all these basic responsibilities that you may or may not have taken up before this time period. Saturn teaches you what real pressure is at work. You could get a promotion, but your responsibilities also shoot up the roof. It could be that Saturn wants you to sort of uh, and like I said, expenditure rises, right? So if you relocate, your expenditure obviously increases, or your expenditure goes towards foreign lands. 12th house is the house of foreign lands as well. That's basically the first phase of Sade Sati. If you are smart enough, you'll realize what's happening. You're gonna sort of take it lightly on yourself, on your mental health. You're gonna realize the lesson Saturn is trying to teach you. This person is not right for you. This person is not right for you. This job is putting too much pressure on you. Learn the lesson now. Learn the lesson now. Saturn is still gentle with you. You learn, you do what he wants. That's fine. Otherwise, next phase of Sadesati begins. Now Saturn is right over your moon. This is the most pressure your moon will feel. It's like moon is being observed by Saturn. You are being observed by Saturn. Now you realize what was happening in those 2.5 years. Why this person did this, why this person did that. Saturn shows you the truth. Saturn does not like deception or deceit of any kind. He'll bring the truth in front of you, and not just other people's truth, your own truth will also be brought in front of you. If you were cheating at work, if you were having an affair with someone, if you were slacking off at work, if you were not studying properly, those things will also be brought at the forefront, and now you're going to have to deal with them. If you lose a job because you were having an affair with someone, or because you were not working, you were not putting in the hours required, you were not sort of you got the promotion but you were still not fulfilling your responsibilities completely, then that's on you now. Saturn brings in your own karma. If could be of this lifetime, could be of previous lifetime, could be of 30 years, that 30 years before your Sadesati began. If it's your first round of Sadesati, whatever has happened in Saturn's circle till now, whatever wrong you have done will be brought to you now. You'll have to face them now. You'll see the true colors of people. You'll see your own true colors as well. And there is absolutely nothing that says that you will lose your job, you will go through a divorce, you will lose out on some good opportunity or money. That is not a guarantee over here. Saturn just brings out the truth in you, the truth around you. It could be that you still keep that job, it's just that the pressure is a lot more now because you are finally confronted and you're asked to sort of perform your responsibilities, and now you don't have any choice. If you live in foreign lands outside, you've just shifted abroad, you have to learn how to do your chores properly now. You have to manage it with your studies. There is no way out. So it's not that you lose admission on that university. You get in there, you get a good degree program, you are studying, but there is a lot of pressure on you. You have to do this. The list is endless. But this is all Saturn is making you work for what you think you deserve. Ultimately, when your Sadesati is over, you will get the result of all this hard work. Whatever work you've been putting in at work, you will ultimately get promoted for that. If you are struggling and putting in efforts in foreign lands to get that degree will also get you your results. If you've deceived someone, if caused hurt or harm to someone, those things will come back to you now. It's nothing that Saturn is doing. Saturn is not the villain, it's you. I have seen people getting promoted and getting to the highest rank they could ever imagine in the peak Sadesati period. Obviously, that position comes with stress, but because over the years they had devoted all their energy to achieving this position, Saturn gives them the result now. So it could be you get the desired whatever promotion you desired for like many years now. It will come with its share of responsibilities, and if you're happy with the money, if you're happy with the status, you're also happy with your what do you say The responsibilities or stress that comes with it. Saturn basically now forces you to confront everything that has happened in his entire 30-year journey. Whatever you've done, you are now brought face to face with that. Deal with it now. The fake ties, fake friends, fake relatives will leave your life now. There is no other option. There is no going back now. And then the last phase of Sade Sati, here Saturn goes away from your moon to your second house from the moon. This is a relief because that intense stress that your moon was feeling, your mind was feeling, is shifting now. Now the focus goes on your finances, money. It goes on your ego. It goes on your family now. Till now, all relationships were under Saturn's purview. Now his special emphasis is on family. Have you taken care of them? Were you fulfilling your responsibilities? Were you stingy with money? Were you sort of excessively splurging money? How was your behavior with regards to these things? If you were stingy with money, he's gonna make you spend that money on your family now. He's gonna make that spend you money. He's gonna make you spend that money on yourself. He's gonna increase your expenditure now. The lesson with Saturn in the second house always is you balance your money. You save, you invest, you also spend. You spend a bit on yourself and a bit on your family. You don't sort of make them devoid of what they need, right? If you have been doing these things properly, Saturn will help you build good wealth now. He could secure your finances now. Saturn loves stability in finances. Saturn doesn't really like, people doing futures and options and crypto and all that stuff to get insanely crazy returns in a short period of time. That Saturn hates. If you're doing that, don't. That's just an advice. Don't. Saturn does not like these things. Saturn likes stable money. You put it in. This is in no way a financial advice. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it. But what Saturn likes from an astrological point of view, again, not a financial advice, is stable sources of income. Putting it in a fixed deposit, putting it in good quality blue chip stocks, putting it in a source where you get a stable return as opposed to a very volatile, crazy return. Again, not a financial advice from my end. But yeah, if you are good with your finances now, if you learn the value of money, the value of saving it for your future and spending it for your present, both, then Saturn will give you good results here. If you haven't been following those things, if you've been really, okay, money will come, I'll just spend it over and, I'll make it back or something like that, then Saturn will teach you, no, that's not really how it works. And if you've been too stingy with it, you've not been willing to you've been a miser all your life, Saturn is going to teach you that's not the right approach to your finances as well. If there are cracks in family that happened over the years, those will be brought to your forefront. Now you will have to deal with them now. Whether a relationship ends or it sustains, that's completely on you. But don't get too egoistic. Saturn hates ego. So, and second house is also the house of ego. So remember not to get too egoistic with your money, with your family. It's one thing to have confidence in yourself and having self-respect. It's another thing to have ego. You decide what side you are on. If you have self-respect and that self-respect does not allow you to go back to your family or that particular relationship, okay. If you are not going back there, or if you're not willing to make amends because of your ego, then that's not really what Saturn would want. And basically that's pretty much it. That's your 7.5 years. It's often said that a person who goes into Sade Sati doesn't come out that way. It's the person that comes out is much more mature, is more intelligent and wise as to what relationships to approach, how to spend time, on what to spend time, how to spend their resources, how to sort of they actually learn that whatever they've been doing, that their karmas basically have a consequence. They cannot they won't be spared from it. If you have learned your lessons till now, the next round of Sade Sati will be much easier on you. You'll again see the same theme repeating, but now instead of getting a job that puts too much pressure on you, you actually get a job that you love. So the pressure that comes with it, it's not really pressure because you were passionate about that job. You were happy about it. You get married, but you don't see that marriage as a pressure or something that's, disturbance. You see it as your family life getting completed. These are the different perspective, and that those perspectives change when you enter and exit Sadesati. It's very important to realize that Saturn is not your enemy here. Saturn is your best friend if you learn his ways, if you learn how and what he's trying to teach you. Delays are always a part of Saturn's characteristic, but Saturn always delays. He hardly ever denies. He hardly ever says no, I won't let you get this. That's not how Saturn operates. Yes, if your moon is really really weak, you need to do some remedies about it. Monday is the day of moon. You could offer water to moon. You could leave a water bottle in moon's light so that the water gets charged and then consume it. You could keep a fast. You could I This is not a suggestion, I'm just talking about some basic remedies that are often presented or sort of listed by other people. You could keep a fast on Monday. You could pour milk and water on shivling every Monday. Every day, if you can, that's the best, but at least on Mondays. Um, you could worship Lord Shiva. That will give a lot of power to your moon. But the thing to remember here is that you cannot escape your karmas. No one can. Even God has to face them. So who are you? So I think that's pretty much it. I think that this was an important video on Sadesati. This is not the time period where your life takes a turn for the worst. It's not the time period where you're punished unnecessarily. It's not the time period where you lose your money or lose your job or get a divorce. That those kinds of things are not really. I mean, it's not set in stone that everyone Sadesati will have those events. If you have been doing something wrong, then Saturn will punish you for those things. But again, those punishments should also be taken as a stepping stone, as a lesson. If you learn the lesson well, Saturn will open the doors for success. And when Saturn gives you that success, it comes after delays, but that is the kind of success people dream about. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Leave down your questions or comments, and I'll try to answer them. Or if you have any other suggestion on any other video that you want to see, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you.